I'm Ashlyn and my husband is Zach, and this is our friend Andy, and we're traveling A to Z. Join us as we go explore Banff. Our first recommendation is to ride the Banff Gondola ride to the top of the mountain. We're gonna go on the gondola ride.
Okay guys, you get the three of you in here.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, left piece.
Woo! Whoop, whoop. Up and away. So one of the top attractions to do in Banff is to do the Banff Gondola ride to the top of the mountain. It's 7,486 feet up and it takes 8 minutes only. And when you get up there, it's a gorgeous view. You can hike it. We're lazy, so we're not. It takes about 2 hours to hike up. But yeah, 8 minutes sounds better. One thing, it is like $80 to come up here. Or you could get the adventure pass, and then it's $140, and you could go on the Minnewanka boat ride. You could do the gondola, you could do the sky walk, and also you could do the glacier crawl. I'm not sure what it's called. Like, they take you onto the glacier, and it's way cheaper. That's the way to go if you want to do all the activities.
Hi guys.
Hi. That is the City of Banff. Yes. Sulphur Mountain Boardwalk. So we are gonna head to the top of that mountain. The boardwalk has a lot of stairs. I'm not sure how many stairs, but it definitely...
You could count them.
You could...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're already past 1,000 now.
Yeah, right, okay. So, not handicap accessible, basically. So every 30 or so steps, they have an area with viewpoints that you could stop and take in the views. So behind me is Sanson Peak. This was built in 1903 and was operational weather observatory until 1930, and it still exists today. You could hike up to it. It is the top of Sulphur Mountain. Inside, you could see some bunk beds where they used to stay. Our next stop is to Sky Bistro. Thank you.
So we're on top of the hill. Yeah, the gondola drops you off. You climb up 3 more sets of stairs and you're in the restaurant, the Sky Bistro.
They have amazing views. You could get in without a reservation, but it's recommended to get a reservation. Here's our amazing views from the restaurant. They have a nice variety of soups, salads, and sandwiches on their menu. So I got a potato soup.
And a Caesar salad. Looks delicious. We're going to try it out.
Grilled cheese. And hamburger.
Yes, you saw that right. There are 4 French fries there. That look tasty though.
There is very few French fries.
Get one of his fries.
I know, you said I got a fry too.
Yeah, you get a fry. Everyone gets 1 fry.
That is not your ordinary grilled cheese. It has some onions and gondola, lots of different cheeses. And of course, a chocolate cake, because Zach loves chocolate cake. Back to gondola.
So we just got on top of Sulphur Mountain. We're on our way down. It was really cool. The food at the restaurant was fantastic. We ate at the bistro, so good. And the views are fantastic. couple of clouds in the sky, but great views all the way around. It was really good. I highly recommend it.
It is a fun activity to do when you're in the Banff area. So Andy?
Oh, I think next time we should do the hike. The hike looks pretty intense, but yeah. If you don't want to do that, the gondola is a great way to go. But up there is amazing.
Near the Banff Gondola, they have some hot springs, so we're gonna go check it out. Our third stop is to the Banff Hot Springs. Smells like sulfur. So this hot springs was established in 1886. It's kind of cute. You walk outside, a little pathway in the woods. We have a little cafe, a sitting area. And this is where you check in and get your tickets. It is $8 to go swimming. You could rent a towel and even a bathing suit if you need it. Today's temperature, 104 degrees. It's gonna be warm. This hot tub is so busy. It holds 205 people. Definitely nice and warm.
Yeah.
It's overcast today, so it doesn't feel as hot.
Oh, this is glorious.
Amazing view, and I bet in the winter it's wonderful because you would see the snow-topped mountains. Yeah, that'd be really nice. I approve.
Me too.
We just finished hot tubbing at the Banff Hot Springs. It was a lot of fun. Springs were wonderful. I recommend going, and you'll have a great time, and soaking always feels good afterwards. If you're in the Banff area, I definitely recommend stopping by this hot springs. Our stop number 4 is to Cave and Basin. So we are heading to Cave and Basin right now, which is a historic site of where they found some hidden springs and sulfur springs, and it was one of the first hot springs. Now it's a protected site. And you can't actually bathe in it, but used to. So that's the hole. That's how they discovered it. They smelled the sulfur. And it's 37 feet from the top all the way down. 3 railroad workers actually discovered this, and they called it liquid gold. And then of course the government took it away and basically gave them $675, which is a year's pay, to take this, and it became a park instead. This is the hole where we are looking at up above at the grate. In this pool, there's the Banff snail. It's like the only place that it is. It almost went extinct, so that's why they stopped allowing any bathing in these hot springs. You're not supposed to touch it either because it could change the pH of the water and kill them. That's what the snails look like. In 2000, the Banff Spring snail was listed as an endangered species. At the Cave and Basin, they have a fun, interactive tour that tells you about the history of the area and how it got discovered. As you walk through the area, there's a few different museums to check out, and also the Story Hall. Basically Canada's first national park, and it was the Rocky Mountain National Park, and now it's called Banff National Park. But this was the site of it. That's elk right outside of the Cave and Basin. Our 5th recommendation is to go hike Johnston Canyon Falls. We made it to the start of Johnston Canyon. So it's a pretty big parking lot, but they say get here early, so we got here early and we're like one of the only cars here right now. So there's 2 waterfalls on here on this hike. The first hike is to the lower falls, which is about 1 kilometer or about 0.7 miles. And then there's an upper falls, and that's when you actually go uphill. And it's about 5 kilometers, so 3.2 miles round trip. So we're gonna go check out these beautiful falls. We're here, we're gonna hit the lower and the upper falls. Let's go. This trail so far is really nice. It's pretty wide and flat, and it has a nice paved road to the first falls. It also has some seats if you need to take a rest. This hike is pretty cool. You're literally on the side of the cliff right next to the water hiking. It's so beautiful. And you have little waterfalls. To Lower Johnston Falls. It is about 1 kilometer hike to this falls. It's really nice falls, and there's supposed to be a little cave. You can get a little closer to the falls, so we're gonna go check that out. Taking the left branch up to Upper Falls. Johnston Canyon is formed by a huge avalanche, and this was the biggest avalanche in all of North America. And so it formed this canyon that we are now. And also the mountainside, if you take all the trees off, it just has lots of boulders from this avalanche. Upper Falls. It's gorgeous. I definitely recommend hiking to this area. It's about 800 feet elevation gain, so it's a little more of a workout than to the lower falls, but you have about 7 waterfalls as you walk along this trail. And then you get this view at the end. So we just finished the Johnston Canyon Trail. It's awesome, I recommend it. It's not that far from Banff, it's about a half-an-hour drive. The hike is about, if you do the whole thing, 3.5 miles round trip. If you can only get to the lower falls, definitely do that. It's pretty flat. And the upper falls is a little more strenuous, about 850 foot elevation gain, but not too bad. And if you could do it, I recommend it because it's beautiful. Our next stop is to Johnston Lake. This is Johnston Lake. It's a spring-fed lake, which most of them are glacier-fed, so it's a little bit warmer. And you can see some locals swimming, which it's still really cold. I guess the first 12 inches are warmer, and then it gets really cold after that. But it's a really pretty lake outside of Banff. And this lake is on the way to Lake Minnewanka. Behind me, there's a beach. It's one of the only beaches in Banff. Definitely a nice little place to picnic. Our next stop is to Lake Minnewanka. So we made it to Lake Minnewanka. We are gonna go on a boat ride. They have a boat cruise that's an hour long that takes you around the lake. This is the largest lake in Banff. It's been used by the Native Americans for a long time. And then as people came in, they started using it for water supply. And they have a couple dams here. This water is cold. It's supposed to be one of the coldest lakes around. It's ice fed, and I guess, well, glacier and ice fed. I guess in the winter, the Navy will use it and go and dive underneath there and under the ice, which is kind of crazy. It sounds kind of fun. Oh, this is cute. We're on a boat. Taking a lake cruise that is run by Pursuit Collective is one of the most popular activities on Lake Minnewanka. The hour-long cruise heads towards the Devil's Gap at the end of the lake and back. The lake is 13 miles long and 466 feet deep. During the cruise, you'll have gorgeous mountain vistas. This tour is an interpretive tour, and they talk about the lake and the surrounding areas. It also talks about the geology, the history, and ecology of this area. In 1912, as power demand increased, the Calgary Power Company built a dam. However, in 1941, on the onset of World War II, the demand for power was even greater and a new dam was built. There used to be a resort town that surrounded the lake. Unfortunately, after the dam was built, it raised the level of the lake 96 feet, flooding the resort entirely, and now is under the water. Since the water is ice glacier water, it preserved most of the resort town, which makes it a very unusual dive site. The cruises typically run from May to October. I do recommend booking your cruise ahead of time so it doesn't sell out. This lake is about, I don't know, a 10-minute drive from the city of Banff, so it's really nice if you just want to spend the day, rent a boat, rent a kayak, go on a boat cruise. It'd be a nice little day. So if you get on one of these cruises and you get in the backcountry, you're part of the 10% that get into the backcountry and all of Banff. Usually people just stay on the cement the whole time. Kind of fun. Our 8th stop is to the city of Banff. Welcome to Banff! We made it to Banff! And we're gonna go exploring all day long. As you arrive into the city of Banff, there's a Banff sign you can take your picture at. The city is a resort town and they have a lot of different shops and restaurants that you can go to. We decided to stop at Beaver Tails. So we got a beaver tail. It's fried bread. It's supposed to look like the shape of a beaver. It's a very common thing in Canada, and we were supposed to do it and get one in Quebec, and we couldn't find one, so here we are. It's really hot and warm. It's like Indian fried bread, basically. It's hot.
It's really good.
Try some of this.
Right?
It's almost like a churro,
Tastes exactly like a churro.
But soft.
but really soft.
It's bread. Our 9th stop is to the famous Banff Springs Hotel.
We're in Banff and we're gonna go check out the Fairmont Hotel.
The Banff Springs Hotel allows you to go in and look around, and also you can eat at their bar and restaurants. So this Fairmont was built in 1888. The original cost to actually stay here was $3.50, and they had 250 rooms. It is the first Fairmont that was actually built along the railway. It was originally a 5-story wooden structure built on a cement foundation. Due to the popularity, in 1911 they started to replace the wooden hotel in stages. It was completed on May 15, 1928. The hotel has a beautiful view of the mountains from its restaurant. So we got our drinks from the Banff. They have happy hour from 3 to 5. You just can't get outside, so we're sitting inside. But the views are still really nice. I definitely recommend checking out the Banff Springs Fairmont Hotel when you're in the area. It is a beautiful hotel. We're next going to go check out the waterfall that is behind the Fairmont Hotel. The hike starts behind the Fairmont, so you look for the non-brick buildings. You keep following the road there. And here's the road. You could hike from the Fairmont, which is really close. It's like, 0.3 miles, or you could drive here. Is Bow Falls. It's a pretty impressive falls. It's more of a cascade than a falls, but it's really close to the Banff Hotel, so it's kind of fun to go walk down there. I hope you enjoyed the top things to do around the city of Banff. Join us for our next video as we show you some of the top things to do around Lake Louise. Please subscribe below to follow more of our adventures.